Hello, my loves. So today is new moon partial solar eclipse in Aries. I've just released a new paid tier volume on This Is What a Witch Thinks About, which is kind of looking at cultural things that have shaped me. And I thought, why not release a video as well, just for the new moon. I'm actually going to read you something from the Astrology Diary 2025. I always find it quite amusing and I think kind of extremely arrogant when people disregard astrology. So first of all, it's the longest science that's been going. And people used to be able to find their way through islands by looking at the stars. And I hate saying this, I hate having to say this to back it up. It is science that we are made from the same things that the stars and planets are made from, right? That's the big, it was it all just, the Big Bang. And then we're all made up of the same particles of that. I feel like science is actually behind magic. So it's science is just revealing what magic already knew. So the latest eclipse in Aries helps you finally light up your new personality. How many changes have you had to make in your life to arrive at your most authentic version? How much courage to be who you really are have you had to find in the last 2 years? Celebrate your achievements and be open to starting a new chapter. I quit my job 2 years ago, just over 2 years ago, and that whole 2 years has been me trying to find out who I am and what I want to do, and saying no to things that come up, saying no to job opportunities that I should take because it's money, but that everything in me is no. I find this interesting because I read a beautiful Substack the other day by this beautiful woman called Asia. She's living this beautiful life, this painting and poetry, and she lives in the Alps. But it was the first time I read something like that where I wasn't I don't want to be a voyeur. I don't want to watch other people's beautiful life unfold. I want to live that experience, and I really feel like I am. Anyway, what I want to do today is I want to pull a theme with tarot, and then I'm just going to pull 4 different cards. Okay, so for our theme, we have 7 of Cups. There's all these apples on the tree, and then there's all these corns, and it looks like there's something cherries. So 7 is a bit it's overwhelming, confusion. You don't really know where to focus. There's so much noise. There's so many things to make choices about. It's you go to the supermarket and there's 8,000 pasta sauces, and that's just life. It's what path, what am I doing, and there's so much, and then we're told that we have to find our niche and we have to be concentrated on something, but it's so natural to want to do so many different things, but that might be feeling a bit overwhelming at the time, especially with Aries with the Aries energy, which is more fire, and it's the ram, aggressive, assertive, but then it's kind of you're I don't know where to funnel my energy. Start with Earth. Take control of your quest. Choose your companions wisely. It's funny that there's the theme is confusion, and then your Earth is hey, take control of your quest. Who are you surrounding yourself with? Are you surrounding yourself with people that pull you down? Are you surrounding yourself with people that are concerned with things that you're not concerned with? Are you surrounding yourself with people that are negative? It's funny because around money, Josh and I, obviously we earn a little bit of money because Josh only works part-time and I don't work, but I am making money from my writing, and it's slowly going up, and it's very exciting. I was how can we have more money? How can we have more money? And then I just started keeping a really tight budget. I've always kept budgets, but I've taken control on this really tight budget, and we don't go to Coles anymore. We go to Aldi, and just little things like that. And at the same time, I started reading a book that was about it was Gertrude Stein, Three Lives, and it was about a woman, a maid, that took really good care of her house, and she took good care of her mistress's house, and she saved so much money that her mistress had more money to save. And it was just quite synchronicity, that I was maybe we can have more money by watching what we spend, and it's been very interesting. But I think this is taking control of your quest, and even choosing your companions wisely. Choose where you spend your money wisely, choose where your energy goes wisely, Okay, water. We have courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence, which is really funny because in what I read in the beginning, it was all about confidence, How much courage does it take to be yourself? How many times have you tried to take off masks and be like, no, this is who I am. You know what I mean? This is who I am, and I'm not going to be embarrassed of it, and I'm not going to try and fit into a square when I'm a circle. Or I'm watching Hacks. One of the main characters gets a job she really wants, whatever, and but she's like staying safe because she's like, it needs to be bulletproof, and they'll look for anything to take me down. And Ava, the younger one, says to her, I can see that you're still making decisions out of fear. It's so natural to make decisions out of fear. Most of my decisions have been made out of fear until that 2 years ago when Josh was like, we've got to quit our jobs. We fucking hate them. They make us miserable. And I leapt. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. I just thought, face the unknown with confidence, like be brave, fortune favors the bold, and ever since then, fear has come up. Fear's come up. It comes up all the time. But I try and realize that, hey, I don't want to make decisions out of fear. I don't think that leads us anywhere good. We shouldn't be afraid of anger. We should be afraid of fear. Like fear, unchecked, fear when it is the domineering emotion is really scary. I'm always keeping my fear in check. My fear is healthy. I know that. Like I felt fear, like instinctual fear in situations that feel very unsafe, and my body prickles and it screams at me, get out of that. That's a fear that's there to save your life. And then there's fear that's controlled and contrived and manipulated, and I don't want to make decisions out of that. So courage. Your air, your instructions, business venture. So trust and follow through on a new business idea or career opportunity. And also that's probably the 7 of chalice as well. That's probably the confusion and the, I don't know what I'm doing, because we always really know what we want, but it's making that decision. It's jumping into that space. That's always the scariest part. The confusion is is not listening to yourself, and it's like, it's comparing to other people. It's looking at all these other things. Should I be doing this? Should I be living my life like this? That's the theme. So that's probably what we're feeling. But these cards are like, hey, you got to trust yourself. You got to have courage. You got to make decisions for you. You got to trust the people you're around and jump. And then fire is beauty. The fire energy, our manifesting energy, our power, our sexuality, it's like beauty. If you want to be inspired, if you want to feel powerful, if you want to create, if you want to be in love with the world, focus on the beauty. Focus on the beauty in yourself, the beauty of the external natural world, the beauty around you. This is what's going to fuel that fire energy. I hope it gave you some insight. If you like these videos, subscribe, click the notification bell. This week there's 2 videos because I just felt like doing it, but I hope you have a somewhat manageable new moon, solar eclipse, and I hope you have the courage to jump. I hope you choose your companions wisely. I hope you jump on a new career opportunity, and I hope you are noticing the beauty. Here in autumn, we're trying to go to the beach and watch the sunsets, and I'm trying to look at the beautiful flowers because, it's winding down, it's autumn, and there's a real call in me to capture the beauty. Look at the beauty, watch the beauty, don't let the beauty go by, That's the magic in the world. All right, my loves, I'll see you next time. Bye.